Ever been in front of a video camera. Hello everybody, I'm John Murphy, the English chef. Today we're going to cook a classic French dish. It's a fish dish served the traditional French method with mashed potatoes and a sauce. I'm going to do a simple version for you so you don't have to spend all day in the kitchen. And I'm going to do a baked oyster appetizer to get things started. Before we do that though, let me introduce you to some wine. Most people are a little bit intimidated with wine, but I want you to know there's nothing to be scared of. I don't know anything about wine, but I enjoy drinking it. So I enjoy drinking it. But what we're going to do, each week we're going to go through a different wine that should go with the dish, I hope. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. The key to wine is enjoying it. Doesn't matter what you're eating with it. Drink the wine that you like, not what people tell you to drink. Today we got a Chateau Ylan. It's a 97. It's not too expensive, and we're going to taste test this throughout the show, and we're going to talk about the grapes they use, and as each week goes by we'll learn a little bit more about wine. I'll be learning with you. To get started, let me show you the appetizer we're going to do today. It's a baked oyster. Now I don't chuck oysters for baked oysters. We use canned oysters that you buy at the supermarket in the little plastic tub. They're large select oysters. These oysters you put in the shell. I keep shells on hand because I love baked oysters. So if you get some real oysters in the shell, eat them, save the shells, run them through the dishwasher. That's what I do, and then I keep them for when I'm baking. Simple baked oysters. Okay, all we do, put the oyster in the shell. This is an oyster with crab meat and spinach. Classic oysters Rockefeller, but with crab meat. We're going to top it off with a hollandaise. It's a lot of work to do this one, but it's well worth it. We take some oysters, put them in our shell. We top it with a little lump crab. A little expensive, I know, but we can do. You know, you got to treat yourself every now and then. Little crab meat, some spinach, blanched quickly, topped. Then the hollandaise. Now the hollandaise is a whole different thing. Little bit of work involved, egg yolks, a little bit of white wine. I forget the recipe now, I haven't cooked it so long. You can cheat and buy store-bought hollandaise. Believe it or not, most people won't know the difference. And most people don't even know what real hollandaise is anymore, because everybody puts cheese on. I prefer the hollandaise. If you want to top it with cheese, top it with cheese. And top it with whatever cheese you like. Don't worry about, it's got to be an Emmental or a Gruyere. If you like hot jack cheese, then top it with that. So I'll make my hollandaise real quick, and I should go through the hollandaise. Top it off. To start with, we put the oysters in under the broiler. It takes about 6-7 minutes for it to cook right through. It's a quick dish once you've done the prep. Take it out. We top it with the hollandaise. I like to put it back under broiler for just a quick minute to give a little tan to the hollandaise. People will love this appetizer. It's one of my favorites. It's, apart from the hollandaise, it's very quick and easy. But once you get used to making hollandaise, you'll find that you'll get very quick and very good at it. And there's shortcuts to hollandaise, as I'll now go into that. The alternative, if you haven't got time and you don't want to spend money on the crab meat, take the oyster shell, put your oyster in it, put it under the broiler, and all you need is garlic butter. Splash it with some garlic butter and top it off with a little Parmesan. Just the inexpensive imitation Parmesan that you buy at the store, that you keep in the cupboard for your spaghettis and whatnot. This will work as a quick alternative that will be far less work, far less time consuming, and people will love it. If you're grilling, do them on the grill. They're even better off the grill. You just grill them in the shell on top of the grill, splash them with the butter, and again they come off with a grill flavour that makes them absolutely fantastic. Now our main course today, this wine is very good by the way. Our main course today is a Cod de Glaire. It's a French dish. I cooked it when I was 10 years old. My mother couldn't cook to save her life, and I had to, for survival, learn to cook, and I realised it at a very young age. It was I got some cod, mashed potatoes, and then there was a sauce. As most French dishes, it's all about the sauce. We put the sauce, we start the sauce off with basic tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, a little saute in a pan, a drop of white wine if you got it. If you don't, just put some red in, it's not a big deal. I swap ingredients all the time, and it usually works. Sometimes it doesn't, but usually it does. Little red wine, white wine. White wine probably better for this dish. It's a light dish. The red can be a little heavy. Then you want to thicken your sauce up. Butter and flour, about equal amounts. Melt them together. Put them in the pan. Put a spoon in the pan. Do it gently. Don't put too much. You don't want it too thick, because once you start having to thin it out and re-thicken, it can get away from you. So we do a little bit, blah blah blah. Thicken up your sauce. Now, you fish under the broiler, 8 to 10 minutes, usually about 8. If it's a thick piece, 10. Take it out. Mashed potatoes. Now, if you've got a piping bag, use it. But if you haven't, all you do, spoon your mash around in a circle on your plate, fish in the middle, and then sauce on the top. Stick it under the broiler before you sauce the plate. Get a little brown on your mashed potatoes, little brown crust, gives it more of a presentation. Top the sauce. Now, if you don't want to do all this messing around with making a sauce, one of the tricks I've come up with, and it makes it sort of more of a, I suppose I could call it a Cajun dish, even though it isn't. I'll do the mashed potatoes. You do the fish, the mashed potatoes. I just take a jar of salsa, regular store-bought salsa. I put a little white wine in. I put a knob of butter in a cup, stick it in the microwave, and that's my sauce. Believe it or not, it works. And like all meals, any meal you present, if you're doing a dinner party, the presentation, little chopped parsley scattered over everything goes a long way to giving it a restaurant quality look. Okay, so now we've done two ways to do an appetizer, 2 ways to do the entree. One's faster than the other. They're both pretty simple. They're not that hard. And if you enjoy cooking, you love to spend your time in the kitchen. So anyway, till next week, happy cooking and enjoy. All right, let's have a look at that. Oh, fuck.